Jesus. Interesting. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. In the last one, how should I say? I may have raged out a little bit and just left in a huff. And I apologize for such. I was just getting really impatient. I started earlier, so we shouldn't run into any problems. It's actually the first time the game has actually made me rage quit. Ever. I've played this game for years now, and you know, I've at the very least, every other time I've played, I was able to get to one of the gates. And there was one time where the electrical room didn't spawn, so I couldn't do anything, which sucked. Because... wait, was it the electrical room or the library that didn't spawn? It was one of the two, which you need to complete the game. Because there's a random thing with each map seed. For the most part, everything you need spawns. But there's usually a case where a room or so doesn't spawn, a room you might need. Now, if SCP-106's room doesn't spawn, then you lack a level 5 card. But you can go back to the light containment zone and upgrade a level 4, which you find in 049's containment cell, and potentially get a level 5 that way. So there are workarounds, and, you know, if SCP-008's room doesn't spawn, then I'm pretty sure the game just by default unlocks the next zone, the restoration zone. Anyways, I'm rambling on. My point is, I apologize for not completing the game yesterday. That's actually the first time I raged out. And the thing is it's beatable. It is very much beatable. I was just being completely impatient. And the way to beat that one, I would have to be patient. I'd have to lure the guards, the Nine-Tailed Fox guys, back a bit until they passed me entirely. Then I would just sneak past them and get to Gate A, which is clearly behind them. So it's beatable, and I could beat it, but that's my point. So we're gonna see if we can do right this time. Oh, there's the good old devil himself, 106. So yeah, starting earlier this time. I'm gonna hit start. I'm not gonna do the intro sequence this time because you've seen it. Plus,
keep your eyes on it.
plus I rambled on long enough. To start. Well, that's a nice way to start off with 049's area that pops up in. That's fine. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
All personnel report to immediately.
For a second, I thought they took the mask. I was like, what? Why? Right. This is proving to be wrong. And it goes nowhere. But we need those rooms for later, so... Nice set of panties there, lady. Very professional. Who am I kidding? Who the fuck am I kidding? Eerie warning. I love that so much. I'm so sorry about that, Dr. Maynard, but you appear to have been dismembered. Ah, there's the machine. Nice.
I think the shortest way out is through the southeast wing. Follow me.
I almost made a mistake. Do not need to go that way. No, wait. Well, he is dead. He is very dead. Literal passion. down here, but it's almost done. I know where everything is. Really, this is a nice build to start off. I can't say the same for the rest of this map, but... Right. I hear you out there, buddy. Was too close. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Am I even streaming to these platforms? Let me... Interesting. Jesus.
Worse than I thought. Like wildfire, it spreads. They should have brought me here sooner. I need to get to work before the disease consumes the rest of these poor souls.
That's important. Nope. Not going that way. Go that way later. Game is fucking with me at this point. See what I mean? It is fucking with me. It wants me to leave. let's see. Well, I gotta go down here anyway, so I might as well. Hello there. Nice to see you too. Welcome to my stream of debauchery and silliness. There's really no other way to phrase it. Am I new to it? Not necessarily. I've been playing it for a while. 3386. I don't blame you. Yeah, I started playing this when I saw Markiplier's older videos playing this game. And I just, you know, I had to give it a go. And it's definitely one of the better horror games I've played. It's certainly nice that the map seed resets every time. Sure, I'm always down for learning. Though I do know how to beat this game for the most part. But I'm always down to learn something new. You saw that, right? For just a split second, 049 was gonna teleport right there. Also, 049 hates my guts. And I don't mean that, like, in a pitiful way. I mean, literally, 049 is on my ass more than anyone else I've seen play. Alright. Now we just need to find SCP-008. Vision on very fine... Oh, I'm aware of that one. Stay locked in there for a while. Jesus. And Twitch. Oh yeah, it does. That's another thing. That chat thing... Are you? I don't believe that I do. And... Well, thank you, Mexcoy. Yeah, I have an ability to, stream from both Twitch and YouTube. It allows me to reach both audiences at once. I mainly use it because I don't have a lot of time to stream because I work a job, so streaming on both services just saves time. And no, I do not have SCP-1033-RU. I do have SCP-860, though. I don't know, I'm a kidder. Yeah. Hello, Deck. Hello. 714. I'm aware of that one, and if that's the ring, I believe, I purposely don't do it simply because it kills my stamina. It's easy enough to avoid. Oh, hello, bear. Yeah. He's slow enough to where I can avoid him. But... I don't know. It's just a preference. Plus, you only have... Wait. And 1025. That actually might be worth taking note of. I might take note of that. Oh, fuck. Next time I do Euclid. Just so I have a save point in 012. That's actually helpful. I did not know he could block those effects. All of those effects. I thought it was just 049. Now I just need... Wait. So you've beaten it on Keter. If so, I am impressed. Because I've beaten it on Euclid. And safe, obviously, but... I'm impressed. You're already eons better than I am. Alright. Ow! Damn key card thing. Key code. Fuck. God damn it. 106, get out of here. Fuck. No, don't do that. This me. Alright. That's no surprise. Like, safe's probably the simplest. Not probably, it is the simplest mode. Damn it, I've been here. Well, once again, that's faster than anything I've done. I'll just consider myself an okay player at this. I'm not amazing or great or anything. I'm decent. I know how to beat the game on Euclid and safe. Oh! Fuck, fuck, fuck! Oh! God damn it, 1049. I hate you. Oh my god. Oh, hi, bear. Ah, Jesus. Well, I ran right into that. Alright. Oh. Well, guess what? I was just rambling about this before my stream even began. This is one of those seeds without SCP. Oh, don't apologize, McScoy. This is one of the seeds without 008. Strange.
Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11, designated Nine-Tailed Fox, has entered the facility. All remaining survivors are advised to stay in the evacuation shelter or any other safe area until the unit has secured the facility. We'll start escorting personnel out when the escaped SCPs have been
damn it! What? Are you shitting? Oh my god. Can I not get stuck on things, please? What the hell? Last kid or special containment. Well, there's a certain part of the game early on where, how should I say, if you get too close to him, he'll basically ear rape your ears until you bleed out from your ears.
Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11, designated Nine-Tailed Fox, has entered the facility. All remaining survivors are advised to stay in the evacuation shelter or any other safe area until the unit has secured the facility. We'll start escorting personnel out when the escaped SCPs have been recontained.
Now, I'll have to find the computer room at some point. No, you. Get out of here. Wait, is that? I'm aware of that one. I'm mainly looking for Gate A, but before I can do that, I have to find the computer. The scariest SCP? Personally, I'm scaredest of 049, but that's mainly because he's kind of broken in this game. Plague Doctor. But if you're going based on actual scariness, it's the SCP that 860, the key here, accesses.
I would like to advise all surviving personnel once again, do not attempt to reach the exits. Either find a safe area or go into one of the many evacuation shelters inside the facility.
How the hell did you even... Oh, never mind. Hi, buddy. Nope. There he is, yep. Yeah, he has that tendency to ambush me. Quite often, actually. And he often teleports to the most inconvenient location. I just heard Nine-Tailed Fox. Shit. Ah, shit. I'm dead.
We would like to advise all surviving personnel once again, do not attempt to reach the exits. Either find a safe area or go into one of the many evacuation shelters inside the facility.
Oh yeah, he definitely hates me. Like, at some point I'm gonna just put together a meme compilation of all the times 049 has just stuffed me. It's to contain SCP. I usually don't contain 106, mainly because I want the ending to be there when you let him be. Alcida. Ah, tits. Alright, I know your trick this time, buddy. Oh, come on! Are you serious? I gotta find... Hello, Golden Gaming. Never played the game because I got anxiety and horror. There he is!
An announcement to all personnel. The lift to Gate B has been locked down to ensure the safety of the upper areas of the facility. Please remember to stay inside the evacuation shelters until the facility has been secured.
Hello, Mr. Computer. I don't blame you. Same. It's entertaining.
Human. Listen carefully.
The lore behind it is so
You need
cool.
my help. I need your help. You have disabled the remote door control system. Now, I am unable to operate the doors. This makes it significantly harder for me to stay in control of this facility.
I missed the part
It
where it's
also means your way out of here is locked.
Oh.
Your only feasible way of escaping is through Gate B, which is currently locked down. I, however, could unlock the doors to Gate B if you re-enable the door control system. If you want out of here, go back to the electrical room.
Subject D9341. Report to the nearest mobile task force unit for retrieval of several high importance objects.
Alright, buddy, I won't let you down. What? What? Well, hey, what can I say? You gotta play horror games like that. And I might even play Alien Isolation like that.
The sickness has taken hold of you.
Your mom's taking hold of your mom.
Oh my, yet another victim of the disease.
Fuck. Okay, I need to get some distance. And use this.
Subject D9341 designated for termination.
Sounds good. Oh, no, open the door, please. Alright.
The doors to Gate B are now open.
Alright. Now before we continue onward, this could mean the game probably has a lot of diseases because a lot. Most likely. Wow, I can access that this time. Alright. So, all we need to do really is find Gate A and get out of here. But before we do, let's get us a drink. Black holes? Okay. I don't think this is the drink I was hoping for. That's the equivalent of dark matter and gravity. After an investigation team was sent to inspect site, data redact. Everything within a 30-meter radius of a strange energy orb was missing, assumed to be a signal. It eventually demagnetized and collapsed. Foundation personnel are still unsure as to the cause of the event. Jesus. Oh my god, that's perfect. Also, I'ma just do this because while I have y'all new viewers here, before I do, I'm gonna just do something here. I will type speed in just a second. I will type both of those so I can make calm. You know, that just indicates that this thing is wanking somebody off somewhere, which is just wonderful. And my character's like, no. No. Meanwhile, I can just put freaking... Meanwhile, I can do iron. Like literal liquid iron. It's literally like molten form. He'll drink. He won't drink cum. Well, we know he's straight. At least we know that. But he'll drink literal liquid iron. Jesus. Alright, now I will humor you. First, we'll go with death. Am I summoning the Grim Reaper? Yes, I am. Oof. He found dead in the facility cafeteria sector. Presumably killed by something dispensed. That's all they know. You can also dispense SCP. Taiju. I know that's coffee. You're stuck. Joe is also dead. Never mind then. Oh, okay. Wonderful. You like it, huh? It's red, Jesus. It's still warm. Cock and ball. Yeah. Alright. Is this any... It's your own blood, but dangerous. Perfect. I guess it kills me eventually. Is this Mr. I suppose you could call it that. Alright. Yeah. I know this isn't... I know I could complete the game right now, but this isn't a speed run. I'm just having fun with this one. Alright, let's see. SCP 198. What? Did I type that right? I think they may have taken some drinks off. Yeah, they did. Because, yeah, I remember in, like, version 1.3.10 you could do a lot more. It's all good. I'll just do this, and now we'll find the exit. Oh yeah, I forgot about speed. Skin? Oh. Why? So it gives you unlimited stamina. Okay, never mind. Try poop. I know poop. I've done that one. Alright, fuck it. Let's do skin. Yeah, unfortunately 173 doesn't work anymore. I tried it. I know it used to, like I've done it before. cup of orange juice. Alright. Sun. Damn it. Alright. Alright, mercury should work. That is a liquid after all. Or at least in a liquid state. God, it's even gray. Well, you have cancer and radiation poison. Just kidding. Well, you have cancer now. How is he even alive? This will probably be the last one I try, just because I want to find the exit. Something red, nice. Died to iron? I don't know, man. I do not know. You get out of here. Get out. Alright. Let's find gate A and get out of here. Well, I'm dead. Alright. So what I'm gonna do... He keeps spawning in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trigger them. But I'm not gonna go into that entrance, obviously. I know P and acid work. Because they're subject to terminate D class. Which, you are D class, so... sucks. Fuck! God damn it. Why does he have to be there? Such a... Yes. So they're just gonna wait there. Alright then. should be far enough ahead. Oh, tits. Save. I believe there's 4,000 in total. Yeah, they're guarding that entrance hard.
Control to 910 Fox. Has the gate deactivated? You may now pass.
Oh, that's how many are saved. That's interesting. Because... Alright, so 3,126 SCPs are safe. 2,149 are Euclid. Why are you crouching? So we captured him. That makes my life slightly easier. I'm gonna actually keep track of that chat, because that's actually some nice info. Like, how much are difficulty safe? You know, to be honest, I would not have that big of a clue. That should make my life easier.
Control to 910 Fox. Has the gate deactivated? You may now pass.
I'll have to look that one up, actually. Not going that way unless I absolutely...
Control to 910 Fox. We are now checking the camera feeds for potential threats. You should see any unauthorized intruders or escapees ping on your navigation devices.
guess I have to go this way. Is this 049 place, or are they navigating around? Right now... Oh god, I don't want to go in here. That's Nine-Tailed Fox navigating around. I don't want to go through here. I hate it going through here. It is what it is. We can just get through here. I need to get through here once. There's a monster in here that'll ambush you in this dimension, and he's faster than you. Yes! Oh, come on!
Greetings.
That's not even fair! That's another thing I hate. 049 is always waiting for you.
Oh my. Yet another victim of the disease.
And he is an asshole about it. Come on, 049. This is the only room I could possibly out-navigate you. It's the only one big enough. Is he gone? Yes! Oh, shit. Come on. Open! God damn it. Alright. Oh, I didn't want to run into you. Fuck. Shit.
Control to 910 Fox. Has the gate deactivated? You may now pass.
Come on. Yes! Piss off a while. I'm out. Yes, Mayday. Because we didn't detain SCP-106. Yeah, you're right. Alright, go cause havoc.
SCP-106 is... broken out of the facility at Gate A. Fire the HID turret immediately. Do not let it across the bridge.
Let's have a look. quite good save.
You know too much to let them get you. You're coming with us.
And that's the coolest ending right there of this game.
Sir, we're having a major problem here.
Alright.
Please elaborate. Has the target been captured yet? I'm not sure what's happening here. We entered the old service tunnel and it sort of closed up on us. Now we're trapped inside. Sanders is dead, and the target's been lost. Are you saying that the tunnel collapsed on you?
Whew.
No, it didn't collapse. It seemed like an anomalous event. Come and see for yourself, and send someone to get us out of here.
Man. Alright. I more so have a soft spot for SCP. Mainly because it's the first horror game I ever played. But I like them both equally. Oh man, that was good. Whew! Alright. Alcida. McCoy. Everyone, thank you so much for coming to watch today. This was a blast. This definitely makes up for yesterday where I rage quitted the game because I pretty much ran into a dead-end map. Anyways. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for the tips, Alcida. Thanks for the last... You're too kind. That's an interesting bit of trivia there, Alcida. That removed B ending. I'm gonna look that up later. Anyways, thank you again everyone for coming. I'm gonna head off and get some dinner. Anyways, love y'all, and I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on what else I can stream in the future. Anyways, I'm signing off, everybody. Peace out. Or some crazy cliche line like that. Anyways. Can send a LIK. Remastered. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind in the slightest. Sweet. Well, thank you. Not that it matters, but if you have anything you want to send me in the future, oh, come on. In the future. I can do that. But yeah, if you have anything you want to see me stream in the future that you forget to mention here, go to my YouTube channel here and you can comment under one of my videos. I check all my comments. Anyways. I forgot that I changed my Twitch name recently. Alright. Please switch the link. Let's see. I would watch the link, but I don't want... Not yet. I don't want to get a copyright thingy. Oh, for God's sake, Anyways. Alright, hang on. Alright, I'll watch it, but then I gotta get off for some
I'm gonna
dinner.
try something. Don't expect it to sound good.
Get out of here, mister.
A doctor frantically writes in his journal, "It's almost impossible to believe everything that's transpired has taken place in such a short amount of time. It all began 3 days ago. It was just another day down in the mines. A worker was drilling into a seam of coal when suddenly there was an issue with the rig. From what I've gathered, it sounds like the drill bit exploded due to some kind of mechanical defect, sending shards of metal flying throughout the tunnel. The worker was lucky that none of the large pieces struck him, as they surely would have been fatal. He had, though, still been grazed by a piece of shrapnel from the ruined drill bit, and it had left a deep cut across his upper arm. Other miners who were working nearby heard the commotion and quickly came to his aid. They applied a tourniquet to stem the flow of blood and helped him to the mine shaft elevator for the long ride to the surface. Once they reached the safety of daylight, they brought the injured man to the on-site medical clinic, where I was on duty at the time. I cleaned the wound since there was a substantial amount of coal dust that had gotten inside, before suturing and bandaging it. The miner was sent to his bunkhouse to recover, and I thought that would be the end of it. Of course, it was only the beginning. Roughly 24 hours later, the same miner presented himself to me once again. I asked about his injury, and he explained that while his arm was fine, he now felt like he might be coming down with an illness. His symptoms included a runny nose, a cough, and body aches. So my assumption was that he'd simply had some bad luck and caught a cold that just so happened to coincide with being injured on the job. I sent him to his bunk once again, telling him that he wouldn't be able to work and should instead use the day to rest and recover. The next day, I was once again in the clinic when my phone rang. It wasn't the sick miner, but instead his supervisor. The miner hadn't shown up for his shift that morning, and he asked for me to go check on him since he knew he hadn't been feeling well. I agreed that it was strange that neither of us had heard anything else from the miner and went to see him straight away. I entered the bunkhouse where many of the workers stay while on site at this remote mine. It was empty, except for the injured miner who was still in his bed. As I approached, I could immediately tell something was very wrong. The man was curled up in the fetal position and was sweating profusely while also shivering. A quick touch of his forehead revealed that the man had a high fever, too. He was practically incoherent, seemingly delirious from his high temperature. The miner was moved to the empty bed inside the clinic so I could better observe and tend to him, but very carefully since I assumed now that he was actually suffering from influenza and didn't want to risk an outbreak at the mine. I was getting ready to administer fluids to the miner, who was still mumbling incomprehensibly, when I noticed something on his face. It appeared that he was crying, but the tears that ran down his cheeks weren't made of water. They were blood. I hadn't seen anything like it before. There was no reason why influenza should be causing this man to cry tears of blood. I could see the veins in his forehead starting to pulse, as if his blood pressure had suddenly skyrocketed. And just as I was leaning in to get a closer look, something horrible happened. The miner suddenly opened his mouth and expelled an enormous stream of blood. The blast of blood struck me in the face and knocked me backwards in fright as the man continued expelling more and more blood from his mouth, which soon covered the walls of the clinic. With seemingly all the blood having been discharged from his body, the man then went limp. I attempted to resuscitate him, but strangely, there was no need. The man was comatose, but he was alive. There I was, standing in the middle of the clinic over the man, both he, myself, as well as the room completely covered in blood. It was one of the worst things I'd ever experienced as a doctor, and yet, somehow, it was about to get even worse. I was still in shock from what had just happened when I heard the door to the clinic open behind me. I turned around to see a group of half a dozen more miners from the site, each one coughing, sweating, and shivering. One held a cloth to his ear that was stained red, while another attempted to stop his nose from bleeding. Whatever had infected the first patient wasn't a one-off medical event. This had the makings of an epidemic. I knew that I was in way over my head. I was just a general practitioner, not an infectious disease specialist, and I called the Center for Disease Control to get their guidance. I was told to quarantine the sick man as best I could, and that a rapid response team would be sent who were better equipped to deal with potential outbreaks. While I waited for the CDC to arrive, I began moving the afflicted men to a bunkhouse that had been designated for quarantining. Several more also began expelling huge amounts of blood, though unlike the first patient, none of the others survived the traumatic event. As I was putting the final infected man into a bed, I noticed something, though. There was a huge amount of heat radiating off of his lower body, and when I pulled down the blankets, I discovered something that even with all of the strange happenings, I still couldn't believe. There were huge lumps growing on his legs, each of which looked to be filled with some kind of fluid or gas, and they were extremely hot to the touch, as if the chemicals inside the lumps were creating a source of heat. As I was investigating the bizarre growths, I suddenly looked up to see that the man was no longer in a state of delirium. Instead, a crazed look had come over his eyes, and he suddenly leapt out of bed, flailing and clawing at me as if he wanted to kill me. I don't know how, but I was able to fight off the man and run out of the bunkhouse. He gave chase, though, and with no other option, I ran into a nearby storage shed. The man was beating and scratching at the door, but I was able to barricade it by dragging a heavy shelf in front of it. After several minutes of trying to break inside, he finally gave up and left. And here I remain. I'm too afraid to go back out. It seems that if the disease won't kill me, then whatever it is turning people into will. All I can do is wait for the CDC team to get here and hopefully know how to deal with whatever this situation has become. The doctor closes his small notebook and notices a drop of something fall onto the cover. He reaches up and wipes his hand across his mouth. It comes back, covered in blood. The doctor didn't know what the disease was that had so rapidly spread through the workers at the mine, nor did the CDC response team when they arrived. No, it wasn't until the SCP Foundation caught word of the mysterious outbreak that someone would finally determine what was happening with what would soon be called SCP-016, which is also known as the Sentient Microorganism. SCP-016 is a blood-borne pathogen that was first discovered after a worker at a remote mine was injured while drilling into a coal seam deep beneath the earth. It is theorized that coal dust entered the wound, dust which perhaps carried dormant spores of what would become SCP-016. Over the next several days, all of the remaining employees at the mine were infected, as was the CDC crisis team that was sent to the mine to investigate the outbreak of what was potentially an undiscovered pathogen. Following the CDC's inability to deal with the disease, the SCP Foundation took over the site and quickly terminated all affected personnel in order to prevent further spread. The first infected person, Patient 0, was taken into Foundation custody for further investigation, and the mine shaft itself was collapsed by an explosive device in order to seal it off. After studying Patient 0, the Foundation learned a great deal about just what they were dealing with. What they found was that SCP-016 has an incubation period that can vary wildly from just 24 hours to as long as 2 years, with the length appearing to be dependent on the number of other potential human hosts in the immediate area. Once symptoms begin to present in an individual, they will at first look to be quite similar to the common cold. Nose, itchy eyes, and body aches. Roughly 48 hours after the first symptoms, the infected person will experience a form of hemorrhagic fever similar to the Ebola virus, which causes a small amount of bleeding in the lungs. This leads to the infected blood becoming aspirated, most likely in order to better spread through the air. The third stage of the disease leads to the host crashing and bleeding out as they start to bleed profusely from multiple body orifices, including the nose, tear ducts, mouth, and even through the pores of their skin. Their blood pressure will also skyrocket during this final stage, and in some cases, have vomited blood as far as 5 meters. Oddly enough, although most die from the traumatic event, this almost complete exsanguination will not always result in death. Sometimes, following the removal of almost all blood from the body, the patient will somehow survive, and the pathogen inside their body will return to its dormant phase once again, before eventually repeating the process. But SCP-016 is more than just a rapid and often deadly bloodborne disease, as you will soon see. As SCP researchers studied the disease, what they discovered was that it had a very strange property that sets it apart from other hemorrhagic fevers like Ebola and the Marburg virus. What they found was that when someone infected with SCP-016 is placed into a high-stress situation, such as one where their life is being threatened, SCP-016 will transition from rapidly reproducing inside of its host's body to instead begin rewriting their host's actual DNA. This genetic manipulation, combined with the stimulation of rapid cell division, leads to the host undergoing major physiological changes and in extremely small amounts of time. In just 24 hours, the host can begin showing physical changes to their body, and a complete bodily reconstruction can occur in less than 2 weeks. Most of the hosts who begin to undergo physical changes will not survive the process, due to how heavily the transformation stresses the body, but those that do will be changed in more than just physical ways. They'll exhibit hyper-aggressive behaviors, not dissimilar to those infected by rabies. And it's theorized that the pathogen may cause this behavior in order to better spread the virus. When the Foundation realized that SCP-016 was capable of these transformative effects, they immediately undertook a number of experiments on D-Class personnel in order to better understand their full extent. In the first test, a D-Class was infected with SCP-016, and as soon as they began showing symptoms, their cell was slowly flooded with water in order to stimulate the life-threatening situation needed to trigger the transformation process. Over the next 24 hours, researchers watched as the subject appeared to develop gills, which would allow it to survive in the now water-filled cell. The transformations didn't stop there, though, and over the next 2 weeks, the subject also had their limbs change into fins, their eyesight deteriorated, and their sense of hearing increased as they developed an echolocation ability very similar to the one employed by whales and dolphins. The experiment was concluded by removing all of the water from the cell, leading to the death of the subject from asphyxiation, as they could no longer breathe in the open air. A similar experiment was performed on another D-Class, but this time, instead of taking on aquatic animal properties, the D-Class experienced rapid muscle growth and their knuckles grew bone-like protrusions. It attempted to use both of these to break through the door of their flooding cell, but they were unable to breach the reinforced steel and soon died from drowning. The Foundation now knew that the virus could react in different ways to the same situation. The same experiment was run a third time, but in this instance, the infected D-Class exhibited an entirely different means of trying to escape. The subject had a massive growth appear on its chest, which seemed to be fed from 2 different tubes of flesh, also emanating from the subject's body. Fearing what it planned to do, the Foundation ended the experiment early and terminated the subject. An autopsy revealed that the growth was actually a hollow chamber that was being fed by the tubes with oxygen and acetylene gas, which when combined in sufficient amounts would cause a massive combustion event. In other words, SCP-016 was turning the subject into a living bomb. Moving on from flooded cell tests, the researchers next left the D-Class inside of a room with no stressing elements, and instead told them to focus on growing a pair of wings. Without any reason to begin the transformation process, SCP-016 went through its normal stages, and the subject died from blood loss without any other changes occurring. In the final test, a D-Class was placed inside of an acrylic box that was suspended over a mine shaft, with a timer attached indicating the time when the bottom of the box would open and drop the D-Class into the 1,000-foot deep shaft. This D-Class was also told to focus on growing wings that would allow them to survive the plunge. The subject began to transform over the next 24 hours, but rather than grow wings, they instead developed a tentacle-like appendage on their arm that was capable of producing silk, similar to a spider's spinneret. They used the silk-producing organ to secure themselves to the box, showing that subjects did not appear to be able to control the way in which SCP-016 would alter their bodies. This experiment concluded when the timer reached 0, and the bomb attached to it detonated, as had been the plan all along. Following this last test, SCP-016 samples were placed into containment.
Alright. I'm going to leave the rest of that bit unseen, and I'll see it after the stream, just to show a bit of respect to the original content maker. Anyways, thanks for the recommendation. But sadly, I am going to head off now. It's late and I need to get some food before I go to work tomorrow. But alright, thanks for coming. And I shall see you next time. I might actually do Euclid tomorrow. Who knows? Alright.